Hello, it's me again, Jen, and we are on Friday. Happy Friday, happy day before the weekend, or is weekend, as however you interpret that. It is July 17th, and we are well into our readings with the Steampunk Tarot. Oh, side note, yesterday's card was the card that's on the cover of this. So go check out the reading with the Page of Pentacles. I think it really fits with why it should be on the cover of this book. Okay, that was a total sidebar. Anyway, so here we go. Without further ado, I will draw our card for the day. And we have, jumped right out too. The Moon. I absolutely love this card. It is so blue. Look at that. My goodness, my glasses match that. I love this interpretation of the moon, this artwork on the moon. I also love, you see these towers. I don't know how well this is showing up on camera because it is all blue, super, super blue. But there's these two towers, and there is a projection coming off of these spotlights. Yeah, we'll go ahead and call them spotlights. There's spotlights, and they are shining upon the moon. And the moon is then reflecting, and it's very, very faint, but there's a bright light that's coming down into the waters, leading down to our three little critters that are down here. And the moon is a major arcana card, which means it's got a lot of heavy meaning. And it is towards the end of the story, so to speak, of the major arcana, being that it is card number 18. So there's a lot of interesting things with the moon. The moon is obviously a card of the night and kind of mystery, if you will. It's also, we know the moon is one of those changing things. Moon phases change all the time. We're just past, I think, the new moon at this point. So it's kind of fun to have a moon card on such a special moon day. But the interpretation with the moon is always to do with kind of secrets or intuition, that gut feeling, and maybe a little bit of magic, so to speak. It can also be a card of lies and deception and kind of lying to ourselves. So when the card comes up, it is important to rely on the cards that are kind of surrounding it in a reading. In a draw like this where it's just one, you would look at it and go, oh, well, we got to trust our intuition, and we have to look kind of at our shadow selves and see what that's all about. And in some ways, trust our instincts, because we'll talk about the critters and our instincts in a minute. It's also a card of transformation. So when it's all by itself, it can mean that. When you draw this card and it's with other cards that are about spirituality and intuition and that kind of thing, obviously the weight of that meaning comes out. When you draw cards that are more of the material world, like pentacles or swords or things like that, it kind of leans more on gossip and lies, because that is about kind of our baser selves, things that are going on in this realm rather than the spiritual realm. So I really like the way this is kind of spotlighting the moon, because the moon can only reflect the light that is given to it. The moon doesn't give off its own light. So it's whatever the moon is showing you, it's whatever you kind of bring to the table. The moon doesn't tell you things. It only reflects back what you bring to it. So if you bring to this a darkness, a sort of negativity and things like that, that's what you're going to get kind of out of this card. If you bring to it a searching for your shadow self, a way to connect with the divine through kind of those darker moments in life, that's what you're going to get out of it. The moon can only reflect back what you put upon it. That's why I really like how this is. Rather than being just two towers on either side and the passing through the middle of that, it's about what energy is being broadcast to the moon. So talking about our little critters down here, we have the dog, which is usually a representative of our more domestic selves, our self that gets along with the rest of humanity and society. And usually it's a wolf on this side, but I don't know if you can see it. is a cat. I am a bit of a cat person, so I don't know how I feel about the cat replacing the wolf as more of our baser instincts and our wild side and our kind of more aggressive nature. But I can say that living with cats, they kind of more accept you into their world rather than them trying to fit into ours. So I do kind of understand that interpretation of it. The third little critter on here, he is always on here, and that is the crayfish. The crayfish is also a creature that really means transformation. So transformation in the sense of the crayfish always kind of outgrows his shell, so he's always shedding it and becoming something new. He's not just growing bigger. He's got to like peel himself out and become something bigger. So when you have that, and the moon, it very much is about transition and dealing with the shadow self and peeling away that which doesn't serve you anymore and moving on to something greater. I can't get over how really beautiful this card is. It's probably one of my more favorite ones in this deck so far. And other than the fact that it is so blue that it's hard to see on camera, I really like that it is so much that lunar color, if you will, of the bluishness, that kind of white light that comes from the moon, because again, it's just a reflection. And I kind of dig the cat. It's growing on me. I like that the cat is there because I do think the cat's a little more wild. You can't really tell them what to do. One of mine just walked in, so I'm like trying to make sure he doesn't jump up here. So that is my interpretation of the moon for this beautiful Friday where we are just past the new moon, or just about to the new moon. I gotta look that up again. Anyway, so happy Friday. As always, if you are interested in any kind of readings or lessons or anything of that nature, please feel free to check out the link in the description below and check out my website to make an appointment. Also, we've been doing the tarot cafes, so that'll be coming up on Monday again, and we've got a few people joining us for that now. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll talk a little bit more about the major arcana and all those things. For this weekend, take some time to yourself, reach into your intuition, relax, maybe talk to your shadow self, journal a little bit, try not to go outside because it's so hot, and be safe, stay healthy, and I will see you on Monday.